Alright. This one's going to be a little bit different today. And everything from going through some stuff I got from Amazon to what's going on with the Bassmaster Kayak series to camping plans to what we're doing with the Bass Boat and the Bass Club. Parts, new baits, like a little bit of everything. This is an update one. I need to just kind of get this out there. Not too many clips. I can't have it take too long to edit because I got a bunch of shit to do. And you can see I literally just got back from Lake Havasu. The cooler's still in the back of my truck. And I've had it for tire rotations, and I changed the oil, I changed my filters, I did a whole service. Like, this thing is gonna probably live in here with as much as it's gonna travel this year. And I'm waiting for companies like Recon Recovery and Toyota and Go Rhino and Extrusion Overland and Sidewinder and any number of other people to get back to me on whether or not they feel like what I'm doing is above and beyond what a normal customer would do, and utilize this as an avenue for them to showcase their product. I've had stuff, right, that I've shown you already that, I bought it, we thought it was cool, and all of a sudden 6 months later I'm, giving you a video of like, yeah, it was cool, but, that sort of stuff. I'm going to be real with you. So, everything that I currently have, I didn't hit any of those companies up. I waited till I had 40,000 miles of what the fuck is going to happen with them. Oh, and by the way, I'm like a super raw person. I don't edit a lot of that stuff out. I'm very real. I don't mean to offend you. Matter of fact, unless you give me a reason, I respect you. Like, each and every single person that's watching this. Don't know you. Don't know if we'll ever meet. Maybe we will. I'm all over the fucking place. So, if you see me out and about, now there's a ton of cool people I've met that I've got to fish with. If not for social media. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know what I'm passionate about. I know what I'm good at. That's kind of the beauty of this whole deal. And so I've been fortunate enough to be able to meet a bunch of rad people. Guys, girls, kids, adults. Hell, guy I just stayed with this last weekend in Lake Havasu, dude, he's retired. He's living life, dude. He's there, like, literally, we talked about, the guys that are in the money going to collect a check, the guys that are on that, bubble of maybe getting paid, and then the guys that straight up are like, oh, they're donators. He was like, he knew. He didn't care. And you know what the thing with fishing is? He'll luck into a paycheck, one of these days, but he's not there for that, dude. I mean, talk about being able to look into the future and seeing what you want to do, man. These are people that have lived a lifetime. They're in their 60s, and they're doing this. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just some dude you found on YouTube, but at the end of the day, man, those people, they got a lot to offer us. And so, that being said, I'm going to cut this part of it short. We're going to head on into the garage. I'll show you a few things on the way there. I've had a ton of people help me out, whether it be here at home in North Texas or on the road all over the country. My name is Peter. This is My Chaotic Fishing, and we got a bunch of shit to go over today. Let's do it. Something else worth mentioning, by the way, like, I've kicked a lot of bad habits in my life. I don't want to come off like I'm a perfect person. I've had a ton of new people subscribe to my channel recently, which for that, like, freaking awesome. Literally, as of today, the last vice that I have, unless you count like ice cream and, candy and shit like that as a vice, is these fucking things. Sugar-free Rockstar, that's my jam. Rockstar, if you're out there and you see this, like, you probably got about a year to go before I ain't buying this shit no more, because it's not good for you. It's not good for you. I'm an avid coffee drinker, by the way. There's a couple really good coffee companies out there. When I'm on the road, I literally got a coffee maker, inverter, all that different stuff. You follow me on social media, everything is My Chaotic Fishing, so check that out. But I've got a full setup on how to go out in the middle of fucking nowhere and have all the conveniences of life. I mean, dude, check it out. First off, we're gonna hop up on top of here, and you'll be able to take a look and see that, yeah, we got all that going on. And matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up real quick. It's super easy. I do all my own wiring. I do all my own installs. Like, this isn't stuff that you're gonna find like, oh, he bought all that stuff. Well, I mean, I bought the raw materials, sure, but as far as, what we do, that's all me. And I help a lot of people. too, at least, you know, in the local DFW area. Boop, there we go. Got my blinking green light. That means that this is charging. What is this? By the way, if you're just tuning in and you don't know about electronics, this might also be the channel for you. This is a 100 amp hour lithium battery, right? One of the big ones, a Group 31s, whatever the case. I literally have 4 of them on my boat for scope and 360 and starting everything. I don't have a lead acid or an AGM on my boat or in my vehicle or any of that stuff like that. This thing lives right there. Anywho, there's links for all that stuff in the description. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you're really that curious, just hit me up. Like, I've got Amazon affiliate links that supports the channel, doesn't cost you anything else. I'm not trying to sell you anything. That's not my, it's not my prerogative here. You know, this is just, this life is a crazy ass ride that I'm on. I've been all over the world, doing a bunch of different stuff, and right now the opportunity that has presented itself to me is fishing, overlanding, camping, the outdoors, all that stuff. And yeah, pretty fucking stoked about it. So you can see, you know, it's a full rack. I've got extra fuel. I took the water bottles off. I don't know, as of the time recording this video, it was frozen. We've got a 23 Tundra. It's a 2-wheel drive. That thing is freaking awesome. They're twin turbo V6, like, hauls the boat. By the way, that thing's, I've got her covered up right now. Hopefully gonna get out this week. The thing is, Monday I've got to be all packed up in that to go drive another 1,200 miles, but this time not west, this time east. And that is for, that's for that thing right there. No, not that thing. That's what a guy like me does when your kid realizes that you can go and make it like a 20-mile-an-hour Jeep. This thing right here, right? This is a Old Town Autopilot AP120. It comes, you know, set up just like that, not with live scope, not with 360, you know, red, white, and blue catchboard, all that different jazz. By the way, there's a, you know, kayak crate that I got from Lowe's, because it doesn't make sense to have a square kayak crate when, like, this area back here is fucking not square. There's those cool stickers that, you know, supposedly add like a few inches. I don't know. I'm a nerd, so yes, I do like big swim baits. That's where I keep all my snacks and lunch. Freaking Railblazer hasn't said anything to me, and as far as I know, I'm the only dude with a kayak that's got, you know, live scope and 360 all set up the way that it is and super efficient. And again, don't get it twisted. Like, I bought and paid for that stuff, and I love the products. I just feel that in today's world, for everything that I do, it's more than just some guy going out and leaving a 5-star review on the internet. You know, I did a full breakdown of how the, you know, Railblazer Hex Live 30 pole, the cheaper one, can be used for Mega 360 on a John boat or a kayak or fucking on a fiberglass boat. You could literally, you very well could. A company called Quadlock, like, dude, they make some badass stuff. I just feel like if I'm gonna make that jump, that they should be on board. I've got a lot of friends. Let me know, like, if you think I'm being pretentious and you think that I don't deserve to work with those companies, let me know. Like, seriously, check my shit. I'm not going to take offense to it. I did tell you that I was going to talk about the Bass Club. I fish with a I fish with a Bass Club here in North Texas. They run their social media, do all that stuff. The guy who did it before, dude, bless his heart, man. He and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Like, he fucking dealt with it for a long time, dude. My hat literally off to you, Jay. You the man. You know, everything you've done for the club and all that, that's appreciated. But let's go ahead and get this cranked open here and go inside, because like I said, I do have some stuff from Amazon. Got some stuff to share with you. I don't want to have to make a bunch of cuts and edits on this thing, and you know, like I said, I got shit to do, so we will jump right into that. By the way, you don't need a crazy ass bass boat. That's a fishing ski. In 2022, 2023, caught 6 share lunkers out of it. graphed I don't know how many dozens of lakes, you know, how many hundreds of hours. Like, I do all my own service, so the thing still runs and looks like it's brand new. It's actually, as of this year, this thing right here, dog, that is a 10-year-old boat. That right there is a 2015. Wait, still got the fucking stickers on it. I just keep it that clean. That's just how I roll. That's what I do. So you can see I've got everything unloaded from my trip to Havasu. Of course, I brought all that shit. 2 of those are extra bags that I bring for, like, you know, if I run out of stuff in there. But the reality is, man, with what I bring in there, I never end up having to go in there. That's just the way it is. I don't think I'm ever going to change. And I've helped a lot of people out. Like, well, I'm out on the road and they don't have something, whatever the case. I'm not that guy, right? Like, if you have something or I have something that's working, if I can help you out, dude, I will just about catch the damn fish for you. Not that I can do that for myself very often, except on practice. By the way, if anyone wants to donate to a practice side pod, I will fucking take your money. I win practice. I go hard in practice. I'm talking, like, share lunkers out of PK, 20-inch smallmouth out in the desert. I don't want to start name dropping lakes, but, like, a multitude of lakes, and both for my kayak and the boat. Dude, I have had some bad-ass practice days. That being said, like, I've got that footage. I'm just not a great editor. If you know somebody that's trying to break into the editing game, wants to maybe HBO, right, help a brother out, let me know. As far as the Amazon stuff, though, what do we got? All right, so check it out, guys. If you do any type of soldering, you know, make sure you got a rosin core solder with flux. I want it to flow and all that different stuff. This right here, this is called an EC5. EC5. You can see my rods. By the way, those 6 cents multi-rod holders are fucking dope, right? I've got 4 rods there, 4 rods there, you know, plenty of casting rods, and then of course I've got, you know, 2 fairy ones right there. They do work, man. I've caught 9.5 pound fucking bass on 8 pound line. It's fun, right? Like, listen, if you don't think that wrangling a 9-10 pound bass on 8 pound line could be fun, I don't know. Fishing might not be for you. It is what it is. Here we are. Yeah, you see, I've got that. We got the cooler. We got, matter of fact, we got a whole box. You know, we got a stack of them. Adding up. So, back to the parts. If you need to wire on a bunch of your own connectors, this right here is called an EC5. It is directional. There's 2 pieces to it. If you want me to do more in-depth videos, I can absolutely do that. One is a circle, one is a square. Can't plug one into the other. You solder them. They go both ways. They're 5mm bullet connectors. They're good for like 110 amps or some bullshit like that. These are super awesome to have on hand, and they're like $10. Again, I'll put the description in the link. I'll put the link in the description. So, that is badass. See this big old Spirit Point sticker right here? Yes, I recently, like, just to give you an idea, right, of how awesome a company Spirit Point is, they don't pay me. There is a bag full of Spirit Point right there. That's what that is, you know. Huge shout out to Art, the guys at Spirit Point. My buddy from up at Lake Pro Tackle, Mr. Sam Clammer, he turned me on to these freaking drop shot hooks. You see him, look, you think I'm playing? Look at, let me get rid of this flatworm right there. See this hook? That right there is a Spirit Point drop shot hook. See how it's got that like weird curve angle? Boy, let me tell you, when you freaking hook a fish and they get their mouth into that little corner, right? Down into that little notch right there, game over. They ain't coming off. I don't care. Look at all my rods. So you know I ain't playing. Look at, that's another Spirit Point hook right there. I think this is a slightly larger one. Let me pop this up real quick. Bink. See how it sits, by the way. If you have any questions about how to tie that knot, let me know. Sorry, my fingers are all fucked up. I cut the shit out of them and it was dry in the desert. But yeah, that's it right there. That's how that thing sits during my tournament day. And dude, I love them. Again, not a paid promotion, anything like that. I've not signed any sort of formal contract with Spearpoint. I've bought the shit out of their product. From EWGs to worm hooks and all that different stuff. I'm, no question about it, I'm an absolute believer in what they do, and that little design trick it's legit. So, anywho, that's what that is. Alright, so we got these guys. By the way, this is a super awesome deal right here. I can make my own, right? But that's just a great way to add a 12-volt socket to a battery, right? And I've got a bunch of the lithiums. Like I said, I could make them, but these were on sale like, I don't know, a couple dollars a piece on Amazon. So I couldn't, and you know that brand, you've seen that brand. And so the way that actually works, though, right? How does this work? If you have that on your battery and then that goes out, what do you do? What do you hook it to? Well, guess what? You get these guys right there. They're fused, right? The fuse is inside of there, so you put like a 15 amp fuse or a 10 amp fuse. If it's sensitive equipment, sensitive electronics, then put a 5 amp fuse. It's fine, but just understand your ratings and all that different stuff. So picked up a couple of these guys. I don't care what connectors on them. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna freaking solder them on anyways. That's exactly what that is, because when they're $4 for two, honestly, I just assume one's gonna be messed up. All right, so we got plugs. We got plugs. We got Spearpoint. Went over that stuff. Also need to make sure that whenever I've got power distribution going on, I want a breaker. And I don't want things to get too hot, honestly. So literally, I went with a 40 amp breaker. I don't foresee with the project that I'm currently going to be working on that I'm going to need more than 40 amps. If it does surge over that, I want it to pop, right? I don't want it. The system that I'm about to build and what I'm working on the Tundra that you saw a moment ago, I don't want it to surge over 40 amps. If there is some crazy, I want it to pop. So that's what I got there. Pretty simple. They're waterproof. I've used these again, on the boat. I've got 250 amp hour on that side, 250 amp hour on that side, lithiums, and it's all fused, right? And it's all got these ignition protected breakers, and they work legit. So there's that. This right here, by the way, we talked about being able to use power. I wanted to test this. I don't know if you all know anything about inverters, but when you've got solar panels, you got batteries and all that different stuff, some of your products aren't going to be DC powered, right? Some of them are going to need AC, and I don't need a whole lot of them, honestly. I don't use a lot of that stuff. I'll do a lot of cooking on my own, use gas, use fire, whatever the case. But man, it's kind of nice. And a lot of these inverters, they can be really big. I don't need something that's like a pure sine wave inverter or anything like that. Like, this is for powering some a coffee maker, a crock pot, some very basic stuff. If I'm going to charge my lithium batteries or any of the stuff on my kayak, like, I've got a good charger for that. I've got things for that. But this is a quite smaller one. And you can see it's not much larger than the size of my hand. So buyer beware on Amazon, man. You freaking, look, there it is. Basically the width of my fingers from pinky to thumb, slightly bigger. No, come on now. And not very tall. So super stoked about that one. I don't know why it says solar power inverter. It's gonna be plugged to a lithium. Literally the words on there don't mean shit. I don't know. Of course, we got our culling indicator set. This is for the bass boat, right? We don't do this on the kayak tournaments, because on kayak tournaments, we don't care about weight. It doesn't matter, because they're going to fluctuate all year long, but the length of a fish, it remains the same, and that's how kayak tournaments work. However, on boat stuff, this is super awesome, by the way. LakeProTackle.com, they have like all these Bubba products. I've got the Pro Scale, this guy right here, comes in a nice case. Run over here because I don't want to have to do a bunch of fucking editing and cutting, so I'll just show it to you real fast. This thing is dope. You've got a battery that goes in there. You've got an extra thing here. I should have like a couple AA's in there. Like, that's a just in case deal, but whatever. It's got a good solid clip. You recharge it with a USB. Thing is badass. And in case you're wondering, last time I went whale hunting, right? What do we do? Last time I went whale hunting, let's take a look at that. Yep. 8, 7, 7, and 8. That was the 3 fish that I had for $22.14. Unfortunately, I didn't get that 10-4 on this Bubba scale. I got the 10-4 on the kind of that basic Bass Pro scale, which historically for me has always weighed light. Matter of fact, this 7-8 on the Bass Pro scale went 612. So Bubba said 7-8, Bass Pro said 612. I didn't have this with me when I caught the 10-4. It read 10-4 on the Bass Pro scale. If we do a little math, whatever. It was a 10-pound fish. I'm good with that. So this thing is dope. It coordinates with the different colors on the deal. It turns off just like that. And yeah, I think I got that stuff from Tim and Sam, the guys up at Lake Pro Tackle, and I'm super stoked about it. So again, this is not going to cut through a lot of this stuff video. I'm going to give you an update, kind of see the shit that's going on. By the way, I had dinner with a gentleman who was instrumental in starting this company, and he said, boy, if there's a reel that I want you to try to give you an impression of our products, it is a $100 reel. It's the Reese Fishing Partnership. I'm right-handed, so I fish with a left-hand retrieve reel. But this is a 7-2-to-1 casting reel, $100, made by Cast King. Made by Cast King. It's I mean, it's smooth. It's got all the bells and whistles, like the little, you know, clicker for the tension knob. It doesn't have a clicking drag or anything. Unlike a lot of the Shimano products, like I'll be honest with you, that little spider gear in there that you know moves your line guide back and forth. You know, a lot of the $250, $300 Shimano products, that's not metal. It's a polycarbonate of some sort. Anywho, it's got a nice, you know, drag clicker on it. Everything's smooth. I mean, this is a 11 bearing reel. It's their Skeet Reese, you know, signature edition. You see that little opening down there? That's actually pretty dope because you can lubricate some of your internals without having to take the whole damn thing apart. So I'm very excited about this, and I bought this. I paid for it. You know, when I look at working with a company, I do. So obviously, like I have to like the product. I'm not a fake person. Like, I'm not gonna go blast it all over social media, right? If somebody asks me, hey, what did you think? Man, it wasn't that great. Or I'm gonna use it and just be like, dude, it's $100. How, like, $100 reel? A, don't compare a $100 reel to a $600 reel. But B, if I go beat the shit out of a $100 reel and it lasts me a couple of years, versus I spend $600 on a real fancy reel, we don't beat it up, we're really nice to it, we clean it, we oil it, and you're so meticulous about it, and like 2 years in you have a problem. Like, you're not really truly comparing those things. Like, that's a big difference, right? Beat the shit out of this one for 3 years and it still works. That's a huge accomplishment. Be meticulous and really picky about where and what you do with a $600 reel, and then it poops out after 2 years. Yeah, no thanks. So super excited about that. And kind of before I scroll off, right, like looking at the people who work with a company and what type of people they are and what they've done, like the guy that I had dinner with, he's done a lot for other people. Like, he's obviously done a lot for himself. He's been the benefactor of his energy efforts, you know, his good choices and those things. But like, man, to be able to do that and you know, help people along the way, like that's you know, of course, people that want to help themselves. All the nuances of all that. Anywho, I got a lot of respect for people like you, people like that. And so for that reason, at dinner, when I was having dinner with this gentleman, I literally was like, nope, don't send me anything. I hopped on Amazon and I ordered that shit right then and there, right in front of him. I was like, this could be awesome, right? Like, this dude, who he is and what he's done, it's phenomenal, and I like surrounding myself with people like that. Speaking of people I surround myself with, fucking Drew Gregory, congratulations, by the way, my dude. One of my mentors, or people that I consider a mentor to me. It fucking goes out to a lake he's never been to and dominates with some of the best anglers in the country. So badass. And then we got a couple things, right? This is also another Amazon deal that, you know, if you've seen stuff like this on kayaks and wondered, like, man, I wonder if I can just make some of those for myself. Yes, yes you can. These are clips. They have a screw down on one side. Sorry, get my angles right here. We've got a screw down on one side, so like this would be where you know, affix it, and then this is the other side where you hook it, and then you've got, you know, all these guys right here that are little eye loops so that you can make it work. And I've got some really neat ideas, simple products for those. Those are just nothing crazy, but man, it's gonna work. We'll go through this stuff later. If you like this sort of stuff, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Come back for that. If you learned anything, let me know. If you have any opinions on anything I've shared, drop it down in the comments. Sorry this video is like 30 minutes long. It's like mind-blowing. I didn't think that that was going to happen, but here we are. I appreciate y'all. Again, my name is Peter. We're going on some adventures. I hope I can take you along with me. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're fucking staying rad. That's all I got. There's so much going on. My Chaotic Fishing on all the other social channels and all that different stuff. You want to know? We've been all over the country. We're chasing largemouth, smallmouth, and you know, I catch a bunch of catfish and fucking Gasper goo. You don't know what those are? Look it up. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you.